Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. Support for the show today comes from ZBiotics. Let me tell you something. When I go out and I have a few drinks, especially during the holidays, I want to enjoy myself without waking up the next morning feeling like I made a terrible decision. That's why I keep ZBiotics pre-alcohol with me. It is a little probiotic drink that you take before your first drink of the night. Scientists designed it to help your body break down the byproduct that actually makes you feel awful the next day. It's not dehydration. It's that buildup in your gut. That's what does it. So the first time I tried it was before a long dinner with friends. I've told you the story before I took it. Before I had my first drink, I had a good time. I went to bed, and the next morning, well, I thought, hold on. I feel normal. I feel great. Why do I feel so rested? Well, that's what I said. All right. So I'm telling you, the stuff works. So with all the celebrations coming, tailgates, date nights, office parties, keep ZBiotics with you. Go to zbiotics.com/lemon. Use the code LEMON for 15% off of your first order. And if you don't love it, they're going to refund you with no hassle. zbiotics.com/lemon. Use the code LEMON. Okay, welcome to Lemon Live at 5. Hello, everyone. How are you? Hello. Oh, my gosh. Look, call everybody, text them, send a link to the show. This is a banger of a show. One, because let me show you who's here. Our legends are here. Hi, legends. Say hello to the people. I mean, it's like, I think there are 2 pages of them. Look at the legends. These are the folks at the highest tier of our membership, and they get to be on the air with us. That's what you get when you're a member of the Don Lemon Show. So, legends, thank you. I saw a bunch of our legends this past Tuesday at the City Winery Show. They had a good time. I want to see if some of them got their heads bad, if you know what I mean. I had a little cocktail. But anyways, it's going to be a banger of a show because what's happening now is outrageous. And I think something should happen. You know, I don't like to throw around like impeachment and all that stuff, but some things are just beyond the pale. And I feel like this one is beyond the pale. Okay. So please hit the thumbs up, hit the like, because we're going to go and get into it. And we want to hear from you. Okay. So where do I start? You know, I don't bother you with things that are not important. Let me start right here. I'll start with something that's very simple. Now, I don't know if do you guys remember, do you remember the time that Barack Obama said that Donald Trump and Republicans should be executed? Remember that? Remember when Joe Biden said that Democrats ought to put Republicans to death for disagreeing with him? And do you remember when George Bush stood at a podium and said his political opponents were guilty of sedition and deserved the death penalty? Does anybody remember that? Oh, well, yeah. You don't remember it. You don't remember it because it never happened. It never happened, not once. Thank you, chat. None of this shit ever happened with any of those presidents or any president that in modern history, any that I know about, not once, not even in a heated moment, not even in an offhanded comment, not in a tweet, not in a whisper, not in a hot mic, none of it. No, it never, ever happened. And now here we are, everybody. We're here, let's be quite honest. You know, I'm going to tell you the truth, with a narcissistic lunatic in the White House. And I'm not making this up. I'm not exaggerating. I am not stretching the truth for drama. I'm not telling you what the President of the United States, excuse me. I am telling you what the President of the United States posted on social media in his own words and what he reposted. That Democratic lawmakers who warned service members or asked them not to follow illegal orders, saying that they committed seditious behavior, punishable by death. Seditious behavior punishable by death. That is what the President of the United States posted on his social media. That's the language that he used. Punishable by death. And others, let's show some of the other posts here because I don't have them in front of me. It's called seditious behavior at the highest level. Each one of these traitors, now he called members, public servants, lawmakers elected by their constituents. He called them traitors. A man who is, bone spurs. I'm going to start calling him Cankle's McBone Spurs. He is calling people who serve their country traitors to our country, should be arrested and put on trial. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. We won't have a country anymore. An example must be set. President, an example of what? These lawmakers are telling the truth. And they didn't say legal, they said illegal. So before we go any further tonight, I just want is there another one? Did he post? He posted a couple, right? There's another one that he posted.
It's a retweet.
This is a retweet. Hang them. George Washington would. Before I go any further tonight, I want everybody watching to take a breath, and I want you to understand the gravity of that sentence. A sitting American president in a democracy that used to be envied by it used to be the envy of the world. A sitting American president accusing his political opposition of sedition and said their actions should be punished with death. Think about that. Think about that. This is really bad and dangerous to our country. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. Seditious behavior from traitors. Lock them up. Question mark. Lock them up. He wants an answer. He wants to hear from the faithful to say yes. Dangerous distraction. Thank you, Happy P. I'm getting there. J7Z. Thank you. But the thing is, this shows how much he is spiraling. And it shows how much he wants to change the subject to distract, because he's hoping the media will jump on this. But we're going to keep on with the Epstein. Don't get me wrong. But I'm pointing out something that I think that is really, really serious. When any leader speaks that way, it's not a metaphor. It's not spicy rhetoric. It's not, oh, don't take him literally. Take him seriously, or whatever that old saying that someone made up, that dumb thing about Donald Trump. It's an invitation. It is a warning. It is a signal of what he believes that he has the right to do. So when the president says it, he's not just venting. Remember, he's the president. He is telling every agency under him how he expects the world to be interpreted, how he expects what he wants interpreted, rather than the way it is, rather than what the Constitution says, rather than what protocol says, rather than what diplomacy. What's the word I'm looking for? Demands. So let me speak plainly right here. If Barack Obama had ever uttered a sentence like that, the entire political system would have caught fire. Dun, 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 dun. This is breaking news. Calls for President Barack Obama's removal from office because of blah, 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 blah. The outrage would have been immediately and universal and off the charts. Every headline, every Republican, and even Democrats, every newsroom, and that's the difference between the Democrats and the Republicans. Every newsroom, every responsible citizen, they all would have said, absolutely not. No way. This is unacceptable. This is dangerous. He must be removed. It would have been the only conversation for months, and it would have been correct. But today, do you hear anyone from the Republican Party saying anything? Crickets, crickets, crickets. This is what you hear. Silence. Yet today, we have a large portion of this country pretending that this is normal, pretending that this is just another Thursday, pretending this is Just tough talk from a tough guy president. Or that he's become so outrageous that we just ignored it, which means we're inured. We've gotten used to the process. We've gotten used to the pain, our pain tolerance, our stupidity tolerance, our ignorance tolerance, our imbecile of a president tolerance has grown. It is targeted talk. It is the kind of language that authoritarian regimes use when they want to blur the line between disagreement and treason, when they want to turn political differences into crimes, when they want to tell their supporters that the people who oppose them are not simply wrong, they are the enemies of the state. It used to just be the enemy of the people if it was the media. And we are hearing this from a man who has spent the last week unraveling, spinning, lashing out, growing more erratic by the hour. A man who is suddenly terrified that the Epstein files are coming out because he signed the bill that forces their release. Think about that. He signed it. He bragged about it. He celebrated. Now he's panicking. And now he's panicking. And you know who else is spinning? Is the White House itself, the communications at the White House. Now, before I get to Caroline Leavitt, let me just walk you through this. And I want you to listen to what these lawmakers said, okay? I want you to listen to what they said, because I'm hearing illegal. I'm hearing follow your orders. Follow your oath. You tell me what you're hearing. This is what he got his panties all in a wad about. I'm sorry. Pardon me. I should not have said that. Bloomers. Union drawers, or whatever, the big granny panties, grandpa panties. That's what he got his grandpa panties or bloomers all in a wad about. Watch.
I'm Senator.
Now, we're supposed to have a constitution, and the Constitution says freedom of speech, freedom of expression. That's what we're supposed to have. But somehow, if he doesn't agree with it, which is where MAGA has been forever, and Donald Trump, especially lately, we want all these freedoms. We want freedom of speech on college campuses, freedom of speech. The liberal lefties, they're trying to get rid of freedom of speech. And then when people start speaking freedom of speech, when they start speaking what they want to say about Charlie Kirk, when they start speaking what they want to say about this administration, when they start speaking about the unlawful and undue process, lack of due process actions that are happening on the streets of America every day now, it seems, no, you can't do that. When people who served their country not once but twice, meaning they're members of the military, serve their country, they could have paid the ultimate price, the ultimate sacrifice. They could have made that. But luckily we have them here now. And now they are public servants again. And he's calling them treasonous, traitors, and he's calling for their execution in tweets. That's what this. You can't read that any other way. No matter how many times Caroline Leavitt tries to spin it. Now, I want you to get your outrage meter is gonna, take a deep breath, because this is beyond spin. This is spin on steroids. Roll it.
Caroline, this morning, President Trump accused 6 Democratic lawmakers of seditious behavior punishable by death. Just to be clear, does the president want to execute members of Congress?
No. Let's be clear about what the president is responding to, because many in this room want to talk about the president's response, but not what brought the president to responding in this way.
Okay, pause. Many of the people are talking about Donald Trump's attempted assassination, but no one is talking about the actions that led this young man to do it. Do you feel me? You see where I'm going with this? I'm talking about Butler, Pennsylvania, a factual story. Do you get where I'm going with this? So it is the Democrats' fault that Donald Trump did something stupid and dangerous, and that he misinterpreted what they said, or he's too dumb to know it, too ignorant to know it. And Caroline Leavitt is now misquoting and misinterpreting what those Democrats said. They said illegal. Now, Caroline Leavitt and Donald Trump, illegal means not legal. So I want you to listen to her logic here. It makes no sense. So just back it up to her thing, to just her thing. You don't have to get the reporter's question. No one is talking about why the president did some stupid shit, because blaming the victim. Basically saying, look, he had to do it. I mean, come on. The Democrats were wearing a short skirt. You know, when you're a star, you can do anything. Grab them by the you-know-what. Roll it.
No. Let's be clear about what the president is responding to, because many in this room want to talk about the president's response, but not what brought the president to responding in this way. You have sitting members of the United States Congress who conspired together to orchestrate a video message to members of the United States military, to active duty service members, to members of the national security apparatus, encouraging them to defy the president's lawful orders.
False. She didn't say defy. They didn't say at all to defy the president's lawful orders. Did you guys hear that? When asked again, she glitched, or not glitched, she lied again.
Brian.
Thank you, Caroline. 2 questions. We were talking about before, earlier in this briefing, about the president's orders. You were going back and forth about what the ad said, what didn't say. My first question is...
The ad?
The advertisement that the Senate Democrats were featured in. So my first question is, no matter what the order is, it could be to any administration official, military or otherwise, no matter if legal experts might think it's illegal, does the president expect those cabinet members, administration officials to go ahead with those orders regardless of any outside thinking or experts?
The president expects his cabinet officials in the administration to follow the law and to demand accountability and hold people accountable for their dangerous rhetoric. And I would just add that if this were Republican members of Congress who were encouraging members of the military and members of our United States government to defy orders from the president and from the chain of command, this entire room would be up in arms. But instead, It is the other way around, and I think that's quite telling. I'm going to let you all go because the president, excuse me, I appreciate the encouragement this morning, but this afternoon. But President Trump is about to meet in minutes with Israeli hostages who this administration freed, and so I'm going to go up to that meeting, and you will hear more about that later. Thank you.
All right, Caroline Levitt.
That was on purpose, and she didn't take the questions on purpose because she didn't really have an answer for them. What did she say? The President of the United States expects members of his administration to follow the law. Really? Has she seen the videos? Has she seen the reporting? Has she seen the stats of the people who've been rounded up on streets? That's not following the law. These are American citizens. There's no due process there. Does he expect the same thing from the people he pardoned for breaking into the Capitol? Does he? Was that following the law? Is that what he means by following the law? That means when they're doing something at his behest or on his behalf? Is that what he means by following the law? Jason Crow, who served this country well and is serving again, responding to Caroline Levitt.
No, Caroline Levitt is outright lying, actually. What she said from the podium is that there's encouragement of disobeying lawful orders. We actually said the exact opposite. We simply reminded folks of what the Constitution and law requires. But again, their lying and their propaganda and their twisting of the truth is an attempt to silence dissent and to use fear and intimidation. And I frankly just don't do that well. I don't allow myself to be intimidated. I never have, and I never will.
Thank you, Jason Crow. And everyone needs to be standing. I mean, these people are ABL. Always be lying. I'm gonna have to trademark that. They always be lying. All of them. Every single one. Now, I just want to play, this is Chris Murphy, who this was earlier after the president posted what he posted. And I'm with Chris Murphy. Like, where are the Republicans in this saying, you know what, this is even beyond the pale? I guess, thinking that something like that could happen. I mean, am I being naive? Perhaps. But still, one wonders, like, really, how much further can we go? Because if you think that Donald Trump won't try to do what he's posting, then you are sadly mistaken. You're out of your rabbit ass mind, because he will. Just like Kamala Harris warned you that he was going to put members of the military on the streets against American citizens and others. And he did it. And he will do it because he is shocked by how much he has gotten away with it, but yet that has emboldened him. That has emboldened him. I want you to sit back for a moment, please, and listen to Senator Chris Murphy.
The President of the United States just called for Democratic members of Congress to be executed. This is not normal. We cannot allow this to feel normal. This, as far as I know, has never happened before in the history of the country. Every Democratic member of the Senate and the House, their life is in jeopardy right now, especially those that were specifically targeted by this social media post. Democratic senators and House members who were simply saying that no member of the military should act illegally or in violation of the Constitution. The President of the United States just called for members of Congress to be executed. If you are a person of influence in this country, maybe it's time to pick a fucking side. If you are a Republican in Congress, if you are a Republican governor, maybe it's time to draw a line in the sand and say that under no circumstances should the President of the United States be calling on his political opposition to be hanged. We are at a very dangerous moment right now. The President is engaged in the wholesale incitement, endorsement, and rationalization of political violence in this country. This is a very slippery slope that we are on. This is a moment for people to step up, for Republicans to step up, for business leaders to step up. Anybody who has a voice or a soapbox in this country needs to draw a line in the sand and say that it is not acceptable for the President of the United States to call on the murder of his political opposition.
Thank you, Senator Murphy. Right on. And there are other folks who are right on as well, and other folks who are panicking. We'll discuss. A word from our sponsors. Support for the show today comes from MSI Reproductive Choices. Now, I just want to slow down for a second because this matters. Around the world, in 36 countries, MSI is often the only provider offering contraception, safe abortion, and essential reproductive care. And this year has been incredibly tough. Funding cuts, programs shutting down, women losing options that they depended on. So after the first Trump administration, MSI saw what could happen and worked to diversify their funding. Even then, they still lost $20 million. Yet somehow they're still out there serving women who have nowhere else to go. And the reason that they're able to keep going is people who care, people like you, people who refuse to look away, people who believe women deserve control over their own bodies and future. So if you want to help, if you want to keep this work alive, this is how you do it. You text LEMON to 511-511 and go to msiunitedstates.org. $65 gives 10 women contraception for an entire year. That's real tangible impact. That's LEMON. Text it to 511-511 or visit msiunitedstates.org. Text fees may apply. Support for the show comes from Beam. And listen, this is good stuff. Beam Cyber Sale is live right now and for only 48 hours. And it's their best deal of the year, I believe. You can get up to 50% off. And with my code LEMON, you can grab Dream for $32.50. That comes out to $1.08 a night for real refreshing sleep. So you know this about me, right? When I'm tired, everybody around me suffers. Dream Powder changed that. It helps me fall asleep fast, stay asleep all night, and wake up actually refreshed. No grogginess, no dragging myself to the coffee machine. And I'm telling you, it tastes amazing. So pick the flavor you love. They all do the job. Beam has already improved more than 18 million nights of sleep. So if you have been curious, this is the moment to jump in. Go to shopbeam.com/lemon and use the code LEMON for up to 50% off during the cyber sale. Dream at this price will sell out. Shopbeam.com/lemon. Thank you to our sponsors. Okay, so where do I go from here? Because we want to talk about, let's get back to the Epstein files. Okay. Before we get back to the Epstein files, let's let the legends weigh in on this. We'll let the legends weigh in on what I've just spoken about, because I know they are hot right now. And legends, there's a lot of you, so we're going to limit the time to as short of questions or responses as possible. Who wants to start us off this evening? What do you think of, first of all, what Donald Trump said, Roseanne, and how Caroline Leavitt is responding?
I would say that at this moment, he is a clear and present danger to all of us. He has now called for the execution of Democratic lawmakers. He's placed them in harm's way. He has not only them, their families, but in my view, this was a call to arms to his Proud Boys supporters and militias throughout this country. Pandora's box has been opened.
Yeah.
And as far as Caroline Leavitt is concerned, no, she has no clue.
Thank you. Kev?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Kev.
Really quick, I just think it's time to get serious. Number one, Caroline is a puppet. She has talking points. She's ride or die, so there's no swaying or changing that. She's going to follow whatever they give her to say with conviction. And we're in a dangerous time, but we'll say this, there is hope. everything that's happened hasn't been for naught. It may not have the instant effect that everyone wants it to be, but the walls are closing in on this. And it's closing fast. I think everybody, we just have to hold on and get through it because this will not last. I do worry about the stunts he's about to pull to distract from Epstein and everything that's going on. I feel like something big is coming. So everybody just hang on because it's about to get crazy before 2026.
Lavora Perry. Ike, you're muted. There you go now.
Okay,
we can hear you. I can hear you. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I know you wanted me to respond to what you said, but I came on specifically to be a legend to ask people to take part in 2 nationwide protests. And so I want to tell people about them.
Miss Perry, we'll get that later, but I want to stick to the subject. We'll come back to you later. We can talk about that, but I just want to make sure that we stick to the subject. Phil, are you there? What do you want to say?
Yes, Don, how are you?
I'm great.
I feel like, like what Kev is saying and what everybody else is saying, we don't know what rock bottom is for him. We don't know how desperate he's going to be in his actions with all of this stuff. While I don't trust any of it, I think there's some sort of underhanded ploy, and lurking behind all of with his signing of the bill and all that good stuff. But I feel like there's something, like Kev was saying, there's something else afoot here, and we just have to be prepared. And however we need to prepare, if we need to be prayed up, if we need to, have things together in our homes or whatever, we don't know what rock bottom is for him. And that's scary. That's really, really scary.
Miss Dixie. Dr. Dixie,
Hi.
I should say. Hi, how are you?
Dixie's fine. I'm doing good, thanks. I agree with both of Warren and with Kev. And I say that to me, that's very dangerous what he's saying, because I'm from Minnesota, and you know what happened here with our representatives by someone who was unhinged by Trump's communication. So this is just unhinging some more people to try and go after someone. So, his rhetoric is extremely dangerous, and hopefully that they can keep people in taps, because we've already seen what happens when what he says has an effect on people whose minds are weak and who go to action because of something that he says. It festers in them when we're going through a whole bunch of stuff already. Mental illness is a real thing in our country, and it personifies in some people and calls them to action. So hopefully this does pass and we can get back to what the real issues are, just like everybody's saying. It's him trying to cause distractions from Epstein, and this is another plot that he's come up with.
Jen?
Me? Hi, guys. Oh, me or Dr. Jen?
Jen, go ahead.
Okay. So here's the thing. I keep thinking about how all of his minions keep saying lawful orders. Well, here's the thing. He runs the Supreme Court. He runs the Congress, and he's the president. So when we talk about lawful orders, what we mean is Trump's orders. Whatever he thinks is the law, that's what the law is going to be. And unfortunately, I think, history is a bunch of key moments that happen along a spectrum of monotony. And I think at this point, we are seeing tyranny, and we need to be prepared for the reality that we need to get mutual aid. We need to start putting an infrastructure around for a general strike. And also, I have never been a kind of person to do this, and this is my opinion, but your Second Amendment right Kwame Ture said, by any means necessary, and they will use any means necessary on us too. They do not care, and we need to make sure that we have every form of resistance possible. So everybody be safe, but this is red alert.
Yeah, it's really, as we say, some scary, you know what. Okay, stand by. Everybody's going to get a chance to weigh in because I want to talk about something else. You guys know I always like to bring it to the Epstein files. So let's get to those Epstein files. And you saw Caroline Leavitt there panicking at the podium. And then Pam Bondi is also panicking. She glitched out yesterday. The entire Trump legal and political orbit scrambling right now. They're trying to find a pretext to delay this release by waving around the supposed Southern District of New York STI investigation, right? That magically appeared just in the nick of time. Really? And here's the thing. Even Republicans are saying, do not try it. Do not bury these files. That's the weird thing. They're going against their own base, at least in the Congress. Don't bury these files. Do not use redactions to hide the truth. Do not tell us after all this that you cannot release them because some investigation nobody heard of until yesterday. Even people who have stood with Donald Trump for years are warning him that they are not going to tolerate a cover-up. That should tell you everything. Now, whether they're going to continue with that, I don't know. We shall see. One would hope that they do. So what does all of this say? What does it mean when the same president who is trying to block the release of documents that could implicate him and his circle, when he is calling for execution of his political opponents, what is it? It means that power, they believe that power he does should be wielded without restraint. It means that fear is taking the driver's seat here, that they want us to be afraid because they're afraid, because Caroline Leavitt is afraid to say the truth. She's afraid to maybe push back against the folks and say, hey, look, guys, I got to go out there. And that's not what the Democrats said. So they're operating in fear, all of them. It means that the truth is closing in on them so fast that the man in the Oval Office is trying to change the subject with threats and intimidation. It means that he is desperate right now. And desperation from a man like Donald Trump is dangerous. So I want to bring this all the way home for you. In a democracy, the president is supposed to be the steward of the system, right? He's in charge. But he understands his limits. He understands that he has to operate within the system. He's a steward of the system, but he has to, in order to be the steward, you have to protect the system. You have to operate within the system. There are certain branches of government that you have co-equal branches of government. There's a constitution. There are rules that we have to abide by. Not doing that. He's supposed to be the protector of norms. He's not. He's supposed to be the weight in the office, right, of the office with humility. He should hold that with the weight of that office with humility. He doesn't do that. And so we're seeing the exact opposite of that. A man who believes the system is his personal weapon. Institutions, he believes, exist to attack his enemies and protect his allies. This man is so corrupt. He is a petty, petulant child and perverted. The laws are flexible when they inconvenience him, but these laws are absolute when they inconvenience others. Oh, you got to please abide by the law. You got to come here and you have to abide by the norms and all of those things, except for me. So think about where this leads, where it's gotten to us, and where this could lead right now. If a president can casually suggest that his rivals deserve death, what happens when the next crisis comes, people? What happens when the next election comes? What happens when a general refuses to follow an illegal order? When a journalist publishes something, or when journalists, if that happens, publishes something that he doesn't like, what happens when prosecutor gets too close? So if this is the method and the language that Donald Trump is using, what will he be willing to do when he is cornered? And he is cornered now, but he thinks he has some wiggle room. He has less than he realizes. I say this tonight because we cannot pretend that this is politics as usual. We cannot pretend that this is just another partisan fight, and this is a threat to the American system. A real one, a clear one, a present one. If a president declares that dissent is sedition, and that dissent, which he deems to be sedition, and that sedition deserves death, that's not speaking as a politician. As I said, that's an authoritarian. Speaking as someone who no longer sees himself as accountable to the Constitution. And he actually believes he is speaking as if he is the state. And this is where the Epstein story connects here, because transparency is the enemy of authoritarians. Accountability is the enemy of authoritarians. Truth is the enemy of authoritarians. If you want to know why Trump and Pam Bondi are suddenly waving around this SDNY investigation like a shield, it is because the files contain something that's not good for him. It contains that question that I have been telling people, you guys, that needs to be asked of this president live in front of a big crowd. Because these files contain something that is detrimental, either detrimental to him or the people he knows, the people he worked with, or the people he partied with, and perhaps himself. Again, there are names and meetings and timelines that he does not want the world to see. And if you think this panic is coincidental, you are being far too generous right now, because I want you to take a look at the pattern here. As soon as the files move toward release, he starts attacking. He starts projecting. He starts threatening. He starts talking about executions. So this isn't not a coincidence. This is cause and effect. He's trying to control the narrative before the narrative controls him. He's trying to deflect and shift with something that's so outrageous. If you do something that's just mildly outrageous and nobody cares, but you have to be so outrageous. So let's be clear. If these files even show a fraction of what insiders believe contain, he should already be gone from office. And not even that, just from what we've heard, he should be gone from office. And I'm not talking about political consequences. I'm talking about moral consequences. And I'm talking about decency. And I'm talking about maybe there's criminal consequences. I don't know. I'm talking about the bare minimum standards of a leader right here to follow the Constitution and the law. If you are connected to a man who trafficked underage girls, children, if you are associated with him knowingly, if you protected him, if you minimized what he's doing, you don't get to be president of the United States. It's as simple as that. You do not get to govern. You do not get to hold power over a country you failed to protect and women you failed to protect. And Republicans, get a fucking clue, man. You need to get a spine. You need to see what's happening in front of your very eyes, because once you've normalized it so much, so I don't know what else, then you won't be able to contain it. Once you allow a president to speak like this, you cannot put the genie back in the bottle. Someone who's calling for executions of political opponents? That's not going to stop Democrats. It's not going to stop with Democrats, I should say. It's not going to stop with activists. It's not going to stop with journalists. It's not going to stop with anyone. So we're in a dire moment right now. And I'm not saying that for effect. I'm saying that because history tells us exactly what this kind of rhetoric leads to. Silencing, violence, a collapse of democratic norms, the erosion of the rule of law. So tonight I'm sounding the alarm, raising my voice, using this chair and this platform to say what every responsible leader should be saying right now. This man must be held accountable. This language must be condemned. These files must be released. The truth must come out. The danger must be acknowledged. That's it. End of story. I am through. That is what needs to happen. Silence is complicity. We're in a moral emergency right now. And we need to act accordingly. Back with my legends and the truth, the real truth about what's happening with our economy. And guess what? You don't want to miss this, because Fox News is freaking out over the economy, because it has now penetrated the walls of Fox News that the economy is in the shitter and Donald Trump is lying about it. First, a word from our sponsors, then our legends, and we're going to talk about the economy. Support for the show comes from Lean. And yes, doctors apparently do Black Friday, because Brickhouse Nutrition just launched their biggest sale of the year. Everything they make is now 30% off. So if you wanted to try Lean, their doctor-formulated weight loss supplement for people who want real results without injections, this is a perfect time. They also have creatine, okay? It's creatine made specifically for women who want to feel strong, toned, and confident without flipping the whole diet or workout routine upside down. And Field of Greens, their superfruit and vegetable powder, is the only one shown in a university study to slow aging. That's really impressive. Every product they make, from collagen to sleep formulas, 30% off. These Black Friday deals go fast every year, so take advantage while you can. Visit brickhousesale.com and save 30%. That's brickhousesale.com. One more time, brickhousesale.com. Support for the show comes from Cozy Earth. You know that holiday moment that you wait for all year. The house is quiet, the lights are low, the tree is glowing, and you are curled up with someone you love. Maybe it's a pup. That warm, peaceful moment, that's what Cozy Earth feels like every single night. And there's always this one person on your gift list who is impossible to shop for. But Cozy Earth has become my go-to gift because people actually remember it. These sheets are made from bamboo viscose, so they're cool, breathable, and unbelievably soft. Once you sleep on them, you don't want to go back. Cozy Earth makes it easy for you. You can get a 100-night sleep trial and a 10-year warranty. And right now, Black Friday has come early. You can stack my code DON on top of their site-wide sale for up to 40% off. Go to cozyearth.com and use the code DON. If you send them a post-purchase survey, tell them that you heard about it right here on the Don Lemon Show. This is a gift that people will love. Thank you to our sponsors. Okay, welcome back. Hi, legends. Come on in here, okay? I know a couple people had their hands up. We got Olia, I know you've had your hand up since the beginning, so I want to hear what you have to say about this. You can talk about, we can respond to Caroline Leavitt and Donald Trump, or if you want to respond to Pam Bondi and
Actually,
the Epstein
Don, Katie
files.
has to leave. Can she go first?
Oh, sure. Katie, you got to go?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for pointing that out. Thank you, May.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, I've
Go
got
ahead.
rehearsal starting. I've got rehearsal starting in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, appreciate Katie.
So something about this, everything with Epstein is, I know that people are tired of, I know there's some people that are tired of hearing about it and stuff, but the bigger picture of the Epstein stuff, I think, is not just about all of the survivors of what happened, but it's also that we have to stop letting these rich white men get away with everything. And I think that that's one of the bigger pictures, because like, look at all these people whose names are most likely going to be on this list. It's all of these rich white men, and we have to get that out of politics, because also that's how we got here. All this useless money and like money from big corporations for like Congress and Senate, and it's so frustrating. Like, why can't we have people representing us that will actually fight for us? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do know what you mean. When you read the president's Truth Social, or you heard about it, what did you think?
Which one?
The one about executing his political rivals.
Oh God. I'm not surprised by anything he says anymore. Because it's just gotten to that point where the shock has just kind of worn off. But my thing is, people still think he's joking,
Right.
and
I
he's
said that
not.
at the top. He's not. This isn't funny. Yep.
Yeah, this isn't funny. And if we're not careful, this is going to turn into some like North Korea or Russia style government if we're not careful. So we really have to be careful right now.
Thank you, Katie. You have a great show. Okay. Sorry to keep you waiting,
It's
everybody.
okay.
Waiting.
Bye,
Olia,
guys.
go ahead. Bye. Bye, Katie. Everyone say goodbye to Katie. Go ahead, Olia. You're muted. You're muted.
Hi, sorry. I wanted to thank you, Don, once again for your bravery and actually talking about this, because so many journalists do not talk about how serious this is. What I want to know, like, I have a few points, but one is like the hypocrisy, right? The Republican pundits, they were wailing, they were crying, their heads were blowing up because when Charlie Kirk was murdered, they talked about the rhetoric on the Democratic side and how that caused his death. Where are those Republican pundits right now? Why are they not talking about how dangerous this is and how they're putting so many lives in danger currently for, the Democrats? Like, I don't understand. This is so scary. The second point I wanted to make is, that I told you I'm from the former Soviet Union, and this is like the authoritarian playbook that we're seeing right now. In the 1930s, there was Stalin. Stalin had the show trials, right, accusing his political opponents of war crimes, of treason, of fabricated evidence against them, scripted confessions, and this is what it's reminding me. This is where we're leading. And look at Russia, like right now, opponents are, accidentally falling out windows. Accidents happen, they disappear, or it's just insanity. What Trump is doing right now, he's normalizing violence against political opponents, and it's becoming like, oh, that's a normal thing, like we're reading it like 10 years ago. If we read this, would we have reacted like right now, like we're reacting like, oh, it's just Trump? And this
Yeah.
is just insanity to me.
We would not.
And
We wouldn't have. So I'm
no,
gonna.
and like,
I got to go on to the next person if that's okay. Okay. Do you have one more
yeah.
quick point, or you're good?
Oh, no, I'm just saying he's saying that soldiers and our troops should not question authority. Yes, they have to question because we can't have history repeat itself. Like that says soldiers, just following orders. No, you cannot. There's Geneva Conventions. There's laws, things that are unconstitutional. Soldiers should not be doing. They should be using their brains. This is why they're in the army. This is why they're in the military, to protect us. Their loyalties to the country, not to not to the president.
Thank you, Olia. Nicole, who has their hand up? Go ahead, Nicole. You're muted. Unmute when we're come to you.
You can't.
I can
You
hear you
can't
now.
hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Okay. What I wanted to say was, I'm sorry, I'm driving. What I wanted to say is basically, first of all, Trump didn't say sedition because he doesn't even know what that means, and he definitely can't even spell it. Secondly, what I would like to say is someone had said, I think it was Kev cracks me up, but he said something like, we don't know what his rock bottom is. Here's the thing. I know what my rock bottom is, and this is it. And I personally, for myself, I have had enough. It is not permissible for him to speak to people like he is, or to be threatening people like he. Anybody else on a normal human being, that would be what's called terroristic threats. And I don't take kindly to terroristic threats. We need to stop funding this mother humper, and we need to stop paying these federal taxes, because you know what? No, we can't do anything about the laws and all the nonsense that he's putting in place. But I tell you what I can do. I can control my money, and I am not going to continue to give you my money to terrorize me. That's called insanity. And then my final thing is he had said something like, it was disrespectful to him not to follow his orders or his laws or whatever else. This man barely can put together a cohesive sentence. So no, we can't follow your orders. No, we can't follow your, we can barely follow your train of thought. So how in the world is anybody supposed to be trying to follow anything that this fool is saying? This is nothing but Stephen Miller trying to get his little nerdy rocks off. And I, for one, have had enough. And I know that was inappropriate, and I apologize for that language.
Thank you
It was
very much.
very
And
appropriate.
parking at the
No,
same
he needs
time.
to stop talking to people fucked up. I don't know who the fuck allows people to talk to them on national TV like that. That is a completely out of pocket.
Money.
I wish a motherfucker would.
That is
I'm
what
not
I
even
was
ready to
waiting
go,
for
but
you
I
to
had to add
say.
that.
Need
That
a
was
real
what I was
sister
waiting
to
for
get
you to
asked the
say,
question.
because you wrote that in the chat, and I was like, I want her to say it. I wish a mother humper would. I know that's right, but say it
Where,
for me. Say the real
where the
words.
Joy Reid sister reporters at that's gonna clap back?
Y'all just
Well,
be
they're
letting
not
people
in there
talk to you
for a
crazy
reason.
like that on the street. That's wild, bro. I wish a bitch would talk to me crazy like that on the street. We gonna have fun after that.
Talk to you crazy about, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
So how you just gonna sit up in here on an airplane calling people piggy?
Oh, the
and
piggy
you're
lady.
just gonna let somebody say that shit to your face?
We
Hell
would have
nah, bro.
We would have oink that day. Plane would have been rocking, Mr. President.
Yeah, why
No,
wouldn't you say fuck
Hunter,
you?
And he got a lot of nerves, even calling somebody a piggy with that big old pouch he got in front of him.
talk about it.
And in the back,
Ain't
2
even
pillows.
cute.
I'm a whole hairstylist. He don't even have nothing for anybody to work with. He better go sit down somewhere. And the other thing is he's sitting up here talking to these people, or basically having these people be afraid of him. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? He's going to forget in 5 minutes. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
If it's not syphilis.
Okay, let's go. Janice.
Yeah, so I am pissed that he's calling for the execution of the Democrats. I think Republicans have to step up. Like, where is Marjorie Taylor Greene? Where is Thomas Massey? They have to, the ones that are bipartisan with Epstein victims, survivors, they need to speak up. They're saying they're not afraid, then they need to raise their voices. This is not okay. It's not acceptable. And he is going to have people killed. We will see that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Jamie?
we can't allow this.
Exactly.
He has to go now. We got to get rid of him.
Jamie?
I'm exhausted. I'm tired. The amount of normalizing of insanity, trying to stay sane when everyone around, like, in the world is like half out of their mind and excusing it just because it's him. I don't care. Last time he called for people to follow his orders, well, J6 happened and people did die. And
that part.
We can't ignore that it's not very different what he's doing now. It's just a different platform. But he's reckless, he's dangerous. And I mean, I know personally, I've got my generator, my solar panels, cooked, filled the freezer, because I don't trust anything that's happening right now.
I know that's right.
Lori?
Yeah, if someone had mentioned in the chat here about MTG, she showed action when needed, but like just like someone had said before, where's Massey, where's MTG? Well, you have to understand, MTG is about her. If it doesn't mention Republicans, her, or anything, she's just gonna go whatever. She's not gonna help, even if it's fellow colleagues that they all say they talk to each other. It's just, this president needs to go. He needs to go. I am scared now with his last comment. And, he is just, he's lost it.
Let's see. Keisha. Hi, Keisha. Long time
Hi,
no
Don.
see.
Long time no see. I had a great time.
I had a great
needed
time.
some Z-biotics.
I look. Did you use a
Do they
prebiotic?
actually work?
No, I need to get some. I should have had some.
I know, but that's the thing because it is called City Winery. You know what I mean? And you're there to have a good time. Yeah, I do. I always do my prebiotic. You got to do it. But I would say you don't have to do it. Look, every time if you can, if you have the financial resources to be able to do that. But if you know you're going out and you're going to have a couple and it's going to be more than normal, I would say, do it. But how are you feeling? What's going on?
So it feels like our country is at an inflection point, like now more than ever. And I hope what we're witnessing is the beginning of the downfall, or not even the beginning of the downfall, but the downfall of this administration, because this man he's officially off his rocker.
Yeah.
And I feel like the United States is being stress tested in a way we never have before. And our systems are failing left and right. And if ever there was a time for people to show that they're patriots, like now is the time to be a patriot. Now is the time to fight for our democracy. Now is the time to fight for transparency and accountability. That's what a patriot is.
Amen.
Amen. I'm going to bring back in Miss Lavora. You wanted to speak about something. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I didn't want to be rude. I just wanted to make sure that we stuck to the subject and then get to what you want to talk about. So what do you want to say? You're muted.
Yeah, I see.
I can hear you now.
You can hear me now?
I can hear you now. I can hear you.
Okay, so yeah, I just want to, I just need to feel like there's something I can do. So there's 2 actions, which is why I became a lemon legend, because I figured, Don, if you knew about these actions, you would have reported on them. So there's 2. One is on the website blackoutthesystem.com. And that's taking place November 25th through December 2nd. And we are to not buy from corporate. No Amazon, no Whole Foods, no nothing like that. Just local or Black owned or small. If you're going to do online, do small stores. November 25th through December 2nd. And the other one I just found out about is a similar thing. weaintbuyingit.com. So the first one was blackoutthesystem.com.
Come on, we
The
ain't
second
buying
was
it.
weaintbuyingit.com. That's
Okay.
November 27th through December 1st. And both of them hit Black Friday. Both of them hit Cyber Monday. And it's something we as normal people can do to send a message to the oligarchy that we're not participating in this. We're not going to take it, because with the Montgomery, and I know I got to like limit, but the Montgomery, the civil rights movement came to a head because of the Montgomery boycotts. They didn't care about getting Black people beat up, not that much. But when money was at risk, when people didn't get on those buses, they paid attention. So this is an opportunity for each American to pull our money back. Like, who was it? Nicole Miller said, she ain't paying taxes. I'm on the same boat. But let's pull our money back during those times, the 2 biggest spending times of the year. So that's November 25th through December 2nd, or November 27th through the December 1st. We don't buy, which means right now we need to be buying whatever we need to buy. So we're not all scrambling to do it at the last minute, which just defeats the purpose. That's all I wanted to say, Don.
Thank you
We
very
ain't
much.
fucking with you.
And if we can do it for Jimmy Kimmel, we can do it for ourselves.
Exactly.
All right, Kev. Thank you very much. Right on. Thank you, Miss Labora. I really appreciate it. And thank you for becoming a lemon legend. And you always have a voice here, okay? And you can yell at me and say, no, Don, I need to say it right now. Damn it. So I'm going to bring Sandra in. Sandra, what would you like to say?
5 more minutes. Hi, y'all. I just want to say that recently I've been on the vibe spiritually that this guy is desperate. And what you're seeing, what's amazing to me, the hypocrisy of the people that are around us. That's what's concerning me, is that, like, and you talked about it, that nobody's saying anything. It's like they act like this is okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that is shocking to me. What are we turning into? Why am I not hearing other than us common minds on the same level? And it's taking too long. So it's concerning me. And like I was saying earlier, I'm looking to protect myself. I'm looking to provide shelter for my family and to be safe because these people are crazy. They are desperate and they're crazy. And then they have money. So I just that's where my mind is at. And I'm just like, okay, the boycott, I'm down with that. We'll do that. But we got to get more people. We need to get this coalition more powerful. More people need to be involved. So that's what I want to say.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. May, I understand you have your hand up. I know. Applause. Applause, applause,
Oh
applause.
no, I'm ready to speak now.
Go
Because
ahead, May.
I wanted to listen and let people get their piece in. Because I'm in such agreement with everybody. So I'm really enjoying the conversation. I kind of want to bounce back to one thing first. It's time to start just doing the regular schmegular thing, like when you like do crimes, you go to jail. Can we start doing that again? I don't know if that's cool with y'all, but I would like criminals to just go to jail where they're supposed to go after they do some fucked up shit. I don't know. It seemed to work for me. Uh, maybe we could just start doing that basic, simple human kind of due process thing. I don't know. Y'all let me know. And then and this guy has gotten to the point where in I heard that dementia does this thing. I ain't no expert, so don't quote me on this, but like I heard that it can change you into like being more violent and being more aggressive and things like that. And this motherfucker did not start with a full basket. He was already evil as fuck. Okay? So like evil with dementia is like extra evil. I think that we need to just get this up on out of here. And I want something, and I have to tell you guys this. So just give me 1 second. So yesterday, I had to go stand outside of Hoover Elementary in Oakland, and because we had a ping, I got an email because I work at another elementary school out here, and we got an email talking about that there was ICE activity outside of this elementary school in Oakland, and they were asking for people to come and stand out front of the school for safety for pickup and drop off. So I went to the school and stood out there and I talked to people. I actually got some recordings and interviews and stuff with some people. If you want me to send that over, if you're interested, I can totally do
Yeah,
that.
send it
And
over.
yeah, I definitely will. And they did not pull up. Yeah, everybody got home safe, but it was good for people to know. And they sent that all over the Oakland Unified School District. And so people were aware and they were like, hey, we need people to stand out in front of these schools to make sure nobody getting kidnapped up in here. And honestly, it worked. So I highly recommend that. I know I'm not in Chicago. I know I'm not in all these other places, but it sounds like these other places are getting fucked up the way that they are is because they're not prepared the way that like we were, because they started in LA, so the Bay Area kind of already started putting things in place to make sure that they just can't pull up on us and we get caught slipping. You feel me? And so it really worked, and and I highly recommend just community building and making sure that if you got to go stand outside of the elementary school, and notice how they didn't pull up onto one of these wretched ass high schools up in Oakland. They went to the elementary school. I'm like, you're more than welcome to go to Skyline High School right now and see how that shit worked for you. But they want to target all these innocent children. And so I went out there and did my part. But yeah, I mean, it was crazy. And we have a cult problem. We need to get people out of this cult. America is crazy. And yeah, and I love y'all. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, May. She got it off of her chest, everybody. But May, I love that you see it's great to see the evolution of everyone, especially you, May. Now you're realizing that you have power and you can go stand outside of the elementary school, and it will make a difference, and you get to learn things. So I think that's great for you. Thank you for doing that, and thank you for sharing. Ashley has her hand up. Ashley?
Oh, hi everyone. Yes, thank you. I think everything I was gonna say has been covered between Sandra and May Money on her first statement. This is dangerous. It's gaslighting, and I think it's just. I think someone else had mentioned about mental health. I think he needs to consider where America is right now overall, and like he's throwing out messages where we know better and we know not to go out there and hurt people. But there's some people are taking that as a green light and a signal to go, and we're out here going to work and going to places and you don't know who is who, and he's throwing out these dangerous messages. It's just scary.
Amen.
Exactly.
I agree. Let's see who's next. Naima. We can't hear you. Are you there?
I'm here, Don. I'm sorry.
That's
So,
okay.
I just wanted to touch on people's concern about people waking up and understanding what's going on. I have a strong feeling this second shoe, because I feel that the first shoe was the SNAP benefits. I think the second shoe is going to be these health benefits. And when that kicks in and people start feeling the increase in their health insurance and what they're going to have to pay, or the loss of it, because I'm already seeing it, as I've shared on this platform before. I've transitioned out of federal government. Now I'm working in pharmacy. I have so many people coming to me asking me, why has my medication gone up? Last month it was this price. This month it is this price. And I say to them, don't talk to me. Write to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest, Washington D.C. Because did you not pay attention? But now they're starting to pay attention. So I think that once people realize that he is responsible for them being hurt economically with regard to their health care and their benefits, that's going to drive more people to be open and listening to what we're talking about every day through this Don Lemon show and this community. Because it is true. There are a lot of people, I myself, I'm like, are you all not paying attention? Like, are we living in separate universes? Like, what is going on? But I mean, they're getting there. They're getting there. I mean, I heard once it was said, people got to feel pain before they wake up and realize. So unfortunately, that's where we at.
Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Andrea.
Hi, Don. Well,
How
I've
you
been
doing?
listening and I've been thinking, and what I feel
You look extra
is,
cute today, by the way.
well, thank you, Don. You
You
always look handsome, and I love that lemon tree behind you.
Thank
And I
you.
want you to come to Dallas so I can at least come and visit. But what I wanted to say was, I would like to see the Supreme Court and MAGA people be interviewed more to ask, why have they given this man unchecked power? I'm tired of hearing about Trump, because we already know he was stupid. I mean, he showed that years and years and years ago. I want to know what he has on the Supreme Court and these MAGA people that they find they need to keep him in charge, and he's a detriment to our country.
Okay. Are you asking me that? Are you asking?
Well, I know I would like to see more news reporters, or, even having him on your show. Ask one of the Supreme Court justices, will you come on my show? I know when you go to the, Washington and you interview the politicians, but nobody is questioning the Supreme Court. And they were the ones that gave him this unwielded power. That's why he said he didn't know he could check it before. So he's checking it all now. No. Somebody needs to ask, why did they do that? And everything else for other presidents wasn't acceptable.
Well, I think you bring up a very good point. And look, the Supreme Court will pick, it's very hard for them to do interviews. They very rarely do interviews, I should say. because of the nature of their business. And maybe perhaps if they're retiring or they have a book coming out or something like that, or there's some special event, but they usually don't give interviews too often.
I'm
So,
sorry,
but
Don, but they
And
need
I
to be held
understand that
accountable
too.
for
And I
fucking
see
treason
one
at
go,
this point, because this is getting out of control. I think
yeah,
some of
and
them
see,
need
and
to
that's
go
what
to
I'm
the
saying.
damn
I don't
courthouse.
disagree. I don't disagree with you guys. They should be held accountable, but the way the system is set
They
up,
should, because they did this. They did
yeah,
this to the country.
yeah.
Don, can presidential immunity be overturned or reversed, or is it just
Yes.
written in
Sure.
stone in
No,
perpetuity?
it can be reversed, but it's gonna
So that I
if
mean,
they
this is
do it,
ridiculous. You have people suffering.
yeah.
I mean,
I
I'm
think we're
listening to you,
playing
Don,
way
because I
too
like
many
to listen
dumbass
to
games
them.
out here. I think that this is not rocket science. I think we could just do regular schmegler things the regular
Well,
way,
see,
like we used to, and
I
hold
don't
people
think of it.
accountable for their crimes. We could just
May
start
Money, I
there, you
don't think
guys.
of this as a game. I think I heard the Supreme Court say, okay, they came back with that, verdict that, oh, he can do this and do that, and nobody's questioning why they did this. I mean, I just don't think that's right, that he could just do anything he wants. It's all acceptable. You see, the man is dumb as a rock. He's not dumb. He's evil, though. And he doesn't care if you eat. He doesn't. And they want to sell us $5 turkeys every Thanksgiving. Really, all over the country, I see $5 turkeys. I wouldn't buy a turkey if I had to, because I think all those turkeys for
Not the
Thanksgiving should
$5
sit in the
turkey.
store and rot. I think they should all rot, because the rest of the year,
Absolutely.
they don't care what nobody eats. They don't care if you eat, die, or whatever you're going to do. A turkey. You can keep that damn turkey.
That's a
Yeah.
word from Miss
Well,
Montreal.
guys,
Period.
thank you, guys. I understand what you're saying about the Supreme Court and all of that, but that's a tough one. Guys, I know that everyone did not get their chance to speak, and I hope you don't get mad at me, but I got to get to some breaking news, okay? So this is breaking news that's coming out of Washington. It's been happening, and we've been keeping an eye on it while we were on here. But there is a fire in the tunnel in the Capitol between the office buildings and the U.S. Capitol. And it apparently was on the train. I don't know if you saw when we were doing our live IRLs at the Capitol. We rode on that train with Senator Cory Booker. I think we interviewed him on the train. I can't remember. I don't want to, don't hold me to that. I just can't remember. And then also when Eric Swalwell was on last week, he was also on that train. So take a look now. This is a report that happened just moments ago, but this is happening at the Capitol. Watch.
And we have some breaking news right here in Washington, D.C. this evening. Take a look at this. It's a live look. D.C. Fire and Emergency Medical Services are investigating what they say is a small electrical fire in the tunnel connecting the Rayburn House building to the U.S. Capitol. The fire on the trolley is now believed to be extinguished. And at the time, there is one known patient who suffered a minor injury. But again, you are looking at live shots right outside of the U.S. Capitol building. You see all those emergency first responder vehicles, firefighters now walking back and forth into the Capitol. You see them there as we zoom out here. Also, looks like a ladder is deployed up to at least one of the roofs of the Capitol building. There is a large presence. That fire believed to be on the trolley. One known patient who suffered a minor injury is what we're being told. That trolley that connects the Rayburn building to the U.S. Capitol, which so many Congress members and staff use to get back and forth there. We will keep you updated as we learn more.
So thank you for that. So we'll as soon as we get more information, we will let you know. But apparently there's only one person that, they said they suffered some minor burns perhaps. And I want to thank our legends. Legends, you still there? Thank you so much. And if you didn't get to speak, don't be mad, but there's so many of us tonight. I hope you understand. And as we grow, it's going to have to. Maureen, hi, Maureen. I see you guys.
Put it in the chat so that we can make sure you get your time next week. How about that?
Yes,
Just
yeah,
make
and we'll
sure.
make sure we'll prioritize you.
Yeah.
But I want to thank the legends who showed up on Tuesday night. Raise your hands. Raise your hand if you showed up. And then Andy, do we have some of the photos of the folks who were there? Jen was there. Wendy was there. Was Katie there? And Keisha was there. Yeah.
There.
Yeah. Do we have any of the pictures from the other night, Andy? Does that take a while to find?
It'll take me a second, but I can look.
Okay. Who was there? Who else? Is that?
I think was Jen there too?
Oh, Jennifer Griffin was there. Yeah. Jen Griffin, MD, was there as well. And everybody had
Come to
great
the
questions.
ATL. Come to the ATL.
We're
Come
planning.
on to Houston.
The thing is that we're doing it for a city winery right now. Does Atlanta have a city winery? I know
Yes,
New Orleans. It
yes.
does. Okay.
A
So we'll
whole
come.
big thing.
I don't
City
think it
Hall
was
East used to be.
available now. So maybe in the coming year,
Come to
we'll do it.
Seattle.
I'll
Have
go
you
down
ever
and
been
do
to
it. I just kidding.
Northwest?
We'll think
Come to
about other
Seattle.
venues, but City Winery is such a great venue that we really enjoy because they kind of
Right.
supply
That's
everything. And as I say, people get their head bad. You can eat, you can have a few cocktails, and you get to talk, and you never know who's going to show up. We had a special guest that was supposed to show up, but she got sick and didn't come, and that was Sunny Hassan from The View. But other than that, it was
San Francisco.
done.
it
Done.
was great. Yeah.
I'm coming to the
Done.
Philly show.
Oh.
Yes.
Funny, this should come right behind that prince that was there
Yes.
in the White House.
Yes. I thought it
You know
was.
what I mean? It's the push. Oh my God. It's so frightening, but it seems real. You know what I mean? And my dad has dementia, and I can see that whole dementia, different sets of speaking and off the ramp. Cause my daddy funny, but this dude, he a real dirtbag.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It just,
Maureen,
it's awful.
I let everybody talk. Go ahead real quick.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, dementia, my mom had it. And it does change the personality, but my mom didn't become mean. She became more placid. It just depends. Trump has always been mean. And so if he does have dementia, it just escalates it.
Yeah.
But
Spoil.
yeah.
Dementia class.
The only other thing I want to say is, boy, this is a great fired up group. And
Oh, I love you all.
Lemon Nation. I'm going on 12 months as Lemon Legend. I'm past my 2-month anniversary with you, Dawn, when I saw you in Long Island. And that's a moment I will never forget. I have to say that to you, sweetie.
Thank you very much. You thought I was going to be all stuffy and stuck up, right? And I shocked your behind.
No. I went got my hug from you, sweetie.
It's still daylight there,
You guys as
Maureen.
Y'all know Dunn Country. That's Louisiana.
Oh, yeah.
and Louisiana, no Louisiana.
Love you guys. Let's show the pictures from
Love
the
you
other night.
too.
So
Thank
some of
you.
the photographs from the other night. There are my ladies. Hi, beautiful ladies. Who else do we have?
Oh, so cute. I'm so jealous. Don,
Is that the only one we
New York
have?
person
Andy?
one time. I'm
There
gonna
is
give you the
Rose.
biggest hug.
She's not
We
here
gonna
right
take
now,
a
but
whole
yeah.
photo
Oh,
shoot,
okay.
too.
All right. Anyway, so there's Rose, who's not here right now. And then also, guys, I want to show you something. Andy, can you go to the merch store? Go to donlemon.com and go to the merch store because I want to show you guys something because you might need some stocking stuffers. If you go to donlemon.com. So check it out. I thought there was, did you refresh? Have you refreshed that, Andy? There's a holiday section, Andy, that I want you to see.
Nice. I want that blue hoodie with the blue and yellow one. The Warriors
hoodie.
one.
I want that hoodie. Even
Is
though
that
it's
one
80
released yet, Don?
Wait,
The
yes,
blue
but
and yellow.
yes, it is released. But Andy, this is what I need you to do. I just sent it to
I
you.
see it.
You got it? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So that's our holiday collection right here. And you got the ornament, you got this, but if you keep scrolling down, Andy.
I'm sick. Oh, look at the ornament.
And so there's ornament,
Beanie
there's
will be
the
here Monday.
and then there's the lemon head holiday mug, and then keep going. And then there's also like some little sock warmers right there at the bottom. They come in green, red, and
Here we go.
Let me see the other colors. Or is it just one on there?
Just one on here.
Huh?
And Don, also send.
I thought it was
your
green,
PO
black, white,
box.
and red.
Send over your PO box, Don, because I got some doodads and some really cool stuff I want to send you and the team. I told you.
If you email us at thedonlemonshow.com, we'll send you our address. We have an address now.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
It's the Don Lemon Show at gmail.com.
And
gmail.com.
and Don, I think you have more women on this show, and it's only one woman's shirt with the V.
No, the socks are women's, and everything else is
And I had them on
unisex.
yesterday. Shirts.
Tell me what you want. What kind of?
That's why I had to cut mine.
Leggings. I want some leggings.
Lemon leggings. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Ashley
I
wants
want
leggings
some
around my
lemon
neck.
leggings.
Leggings,
I
slippers.
want some lemon luggage.
Look what you done did.
Oh my gosh, look at what I started. And by the way, the guys are right to be quiet tonight. Warren is quiet. Democracy Jesus is quiet. I mean, because we got all these ladies in here. We just let them talk.
Ashley want leggings.
I
Warren
wrote
wasn't
down who
quiet
didn't
earlier.
speak. Okay, so let me know if you didn't speak. I'm writing them down so we can
Don
prioritize
lemon
you guys
luggage,
next week.
Don.
Bye, legends. I love you. I'll see you guys soon. I can't wait to see you soon. Thanks for coming to Philly and Chicago. I can't wait to see you. Okay, so that is our legends. That's what happens if you're at the top of our membership. You get to be on, and we love having our legends on. It's amazing. It's always amazing shows. It's a great community. And if you were there Tuesday night, you got to see the community that we are building here. And I've gotten so many texts and emails saying, oh my gosh, the community you built. And I said, no, we built. It's just amazing and spectacular. So you got to come and check out one of our shows. We'll come to a city near you if there's a demand. But thank you guys. Closing in on 1 million. Make sure that you are at that you're a member and that you subscribe. Subscriptions are free. I see leggings. I know you guys want leggings. Subscriptions are free. Make sure you subscribe to the Don Lemon Show. Send the link to our show to everybody you know and tell them to come subscribe. Okay. So I think that's everything, right? Producers, did I have everything, guys? Yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah.
I think so.
All right. Well, we'll do we'll play the song tomorrow night. We'll give it a break. All right. So we'll see you guys very, very, very soon. So you can be informed without being inundated. And so as Gus says, hi, Gussie, until I see you back here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time, I want you to turn the TV off. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Your support means the world to us. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss a show. We're live every weekday at 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern time with new clips dropping at 2 p. and 8 p. And if you want even more Don Lemon Show content, join the Lemon community. Members get exclusive posts, behind-the-scenes videos, and live chats just for you. So hit the join button or visit our channel page to sign up. Thanks again for all your love and your support, and I'll see you next time.